What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We coming off a huge Lakers win. I think this is the game we always waiting for. We waited all year really for this game, and this is how I'm feeling right now.
I feel the master. I feel it. Come on. Y'all ready?
We ready.
We don't owe the rights to that song.
All right, let me stop before they block our video. But look, here we go. This is I think we could say at least at this point in the season, we ready. We legit. We real. We went up against the number one team in the league, and we showed we can win. We had them pretty much down the whole game. Lakers ain't lead until from the first quarter all the way into the fourth quarter. They took their first lead back in the fourth quarter. So we was pretty much in control in the driver's seat the whole game.
Yep.
And I got a lot to say about it.
This was our signature win. This because all year long, we played teams that weren't fully staffed, like they had a player or two out. But this was our signature when we played against the world champions, the defending world champs, and we showed that we ready. Like the song said, we ready. We arrived. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't a perfect game. We saw that there's some issues. We saw that our bench didn't step up. We saw that Seth Curry didn't step up.
Steph let me down tonight.
And we saw even Embiid doing a little flopping.
But I say this about my man Steph. I still think the Rona might be hitting him a little bit. So I'm going to let him slide for at least another week. I'm going to let him ride. But I do agree I was a little disappointed in some of the shots. Sometimes to me, he makes his shots more difficult than they need to be sometimes for some reason. Sometimes he's saying he throw a little too many pump fakes. He get a little beatish in his movement. But however, I let him slide. Go ahead.
You know what I don't like? You know what I've seen about B? What bothers me a little bit, not a lot. It felt like he was playing for the foul too much. You know what I mean? Almost Harden-ish.
Like LeBron today.
I hate that.
Because LeBron was just that about bad.
Harden,
but LeBron do that
LeBron,
too.
See, it's a little difference. LeBron will cry for the foul after the shot, but B will play for the contact and how he does the swipe through and things like that. So he plays for that too much. Just ball.
B don't get the
take
call.
Take it to these balls.
That's what it is. Yep. Because Brian gets the call. So Brian can do it as he's playing, and they give him the call. And I like Brian. I mean, I actually can dispute Brian being the GOAT. Yeah, I ain't gonna say necessarily GOAT, but I would choose Brian as my first overall pick. But Brian do a whole lot of crying. He do a whole lot of capping and a whole lot of flopping, and the Lakers do a whole lot of flopping.
Yeah, he do. And Anthony Davis has turned into an all-time flop extraordinaire.
He was always soft. That was y'all boy. Y'all always hype.
No, I mean,
he always was soft.
He got
rubbing his knee early on. On my knee.
He got gaming off, but he do be on some extra soft stuff. But I'll say this: the bull who we accused of stealing money for the last year.
Wait. When you say we,
no, Wayne, you turned on him for a minute.
You started turning on him a little bit, Wayne. Though.
You turned on him too.
Wait. On him.
How did I turn on him?
You started hating. You was hating just like we was.
Yeah. No. I had to concede the point that y'all made, which is his playoff numbers was down, and I still feel like he got to show me in the playoffs. But don't act like I just straight turned and said Tobias was trash. Y'all said he was trash. Y'all said Mike Scott could take his spot. Y'all said Mike Scott could take his spot.
Okay, let me clear that for the listeners.
Did y'all not? The listeners,
no.
Gotta clear it.
Don't say y'all.
Go back and listen.
Don't say y'all. It was only one person.
Because they can go back and listen to previous podcasts where y'all said that.
Can I clear it up? I was saying that everything's in context. I was saying if we had to trade him to get a Harden type player, then Mike Scott could just be defense because Harden would add the extra.
No, you didn't. You said Mike Scott could give you, if Mike Scott gets the same minutes as Tobias, Mike Scott could give you what Tobias gives.
No, I didn't say. I never said that Mike Scott could give you 18 to 20 a game. I never said that. I said
anybody that hasn't followed us from the beginning, y'all can go back and listen to previous podcasts. And listen to what they said.
And this is what I said. Let me say it one more time. I never said Mike Scott can get you 18 to 20 points a game. I've never said that. I said he could be a defensive presence. I say
y'all.
No, we never said that. That's a lie. Anyway,
Y'all said Mike Scott can give you. Y'all said Mike Scott can take the place of Tobias. You was like, y'all. This is exactly what y'all said.
Why you keep trying to tell me what I said? And I'm telling you. I'm telling you why I said it.
Because I'm going to go back and I'm going to, you know how petty I am. I'm going to go back and pull it and I'm going to play it on the next podcast.
Please do.
Because what y'all said was, if we trade Tobias, you hyping Tobias. Mike Scott, if he gets the minutes Tobias is getting, he can give you similar numbers. That's what y'all said.
Play that. Run that back.
I will. I will. Okay.
All right. Do realize that 107.
I'm not even.
Don't argue that, Ethan.
I'm not even going to get into that.
No, don't argue it. I'm going to pull it up.
We got a 107,
but let's
106
say this. But let me finish making my point. I started off in the direction that Wayne completely railroaded me like he normally does.
Yeah, because you know why? Because this shit that got cut off the first time. We was talking, and Tim going to restart. I'm telling y'all now. Tim trying to edit me. I don't get edited.
Tim,
go ahead.
Tim, you got to exercise.
I'm not saying that in the rest of the podcast.
Thank you. About time.
All right, go ahead, Ephraim.
Okay. About Tobias. This is the man that many was questioning, including Wayne, of the money he was making versus the productivity he was putting out. Today and this year, to be told, he's earned his keep. I've been very impressed with Tobias this year. He's been consistent. I know for the time I was questioning his consistency and all that. But as the facts reveal, Tobias has been very consistent. And he's
always say Tobias, my man, though. But I hate on Tobias.
No, that's your man. I get you. I mean, you piped him. I give it to you, but you did turn him for a minute. But anyway, it is your man. You came in riding with him. I give you credit. But Tobias shot.
Everybody turned on him in the playoffs. Let's not act like we did.
I didn't turn on him in the playoffs.
See, when y'all started making the direction, I'm making a point. And when y'all jump in, and then Wayne jump in.
Because you talking for 5 minutes.
Shut up. We don't want to talk no more.
Go ahead.
All right. Here's what I want to say. The boy Ben Simmons.
Let Tim talk since he reset everything.
Ben Simmons, he played well. Remember, he has to stick LeBron James and stick a few other players. And he wound up with 17 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. I mean, he played a very good floor game for us. And the most important thing is his turnovers was down. He only had 1 in the first half. That's the key, because a lot of times what was happening was he was doing all that, turning the ball over like 4, 5, 6 times a game. And that's what everybody was becoming more critical of him. But
it ain't. No, it ain't. Don't do that. Be real. They wasn't being critical because of Ben's turnovers. They was being critical because they felt he wasn't shooting enough. Don't rewrite history. Everybody that was attacking me, talking about he caping for Ben, they wasn't saying because of turnovers. They were saying because Ben wasn't shooting.
No, I did.
They were saying both.
Let me just.
I'm not talking about you, Ephraim. I'm talking about the listeners that was saying the bull hyping Ben so much. The Ben he caping for Ben so much. They don't want to talking about.
You gotta relax on Ben a little bit, because you know how Wayne come on here. He's like, y'all know how y'all love plus minuses. You know Ben was a minus 11.
He was
that game.
He was
a minus 11
tonight.
Yeah, he was a minus 11 tonight. But he's still.
So let me ask you this: did you think Ben was trash tonight?
Don't
get quiet now.
I think he played well.
Did you think he was trash tonight? He was minus 11. Was he trash?
He was okay. I don't understand why he plays when it's LeBron on the floor. He comes out and plays so extra aggressive. But the other 70 or 80
maybe
games
because
of the year,
Brown was playing lazy early on and wasn't playing great defense. Because honestly, his first couple of shots, the defense was trash.
I think
they let him walk down the lane.
Let me ask y'all this question: do y'all think we can compete with anybody in the East and the West right now based off of this win? I mean, because we won, but is this a championship caliber team? That's what I'm going to say. Is this good enough to win a championship, or do we need to make another move?
I mean, that's a very good question.
You want me to be honest? Or you want me to be happy because we won?
See, my thing is
not because Daryl Morey has to make another move.
I was in the middle of speaking. I thought.
All right, go ahead.
My thing is this is my only concern really. If we have B, okay, throughout the whole playoffs, no injury. I think with this team, Tobias playing the way he's playing, I think Seth is going to turn it around. I think we can compete with anybody. I honestly don't think we need to make moves. My only concern is the health of Joel Embiid. This is my main concern for me personally and staying 100% or at least 80%, healthy
He took a
throughout the
bad fall
playoff.
today.
And that's but I think, he got up, he played well after that. But that's my only concern. That being said, if everything is as it is right now, I don't think we need to make no moves. I think we compete with anybody.
What about you, Wayne?
Oh, you can let Ethan answer.
All right, Ethan, you think this is a championship
I feel
squad?
the same way I felt all season.
And which is that it's good enough?
That we do have enough. Yes.
I don't know. It's still early.
I want Seth back. I want Seth. That was the boy we had the first 11 games. I need that player to come back.
Middle of the season.
We got cable Seth.
Let's be for real. Let's be for real.
Is this cable Seth, Wayne? Hey,
no. I'm not going. But see this. All right. Let me speak in reasonable way now and not emotional Wayne.
All right, go ahead.
This is my whole point. Is this is a team. Everybody has their role. I do think that Seth Curry is going to get back to hitting his shots. I think that the COVID did affect him. I don't think that Shake is going to be as bad because even like Ethan said, even tonight, Shake shot 50%. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get when people talk about shooting, if you're forcing bad shots, to me, that's not being good aggressive. If you're forcing bad shots. So I think Ben did what he was supposed to do tonight. Joel kind of left a little to be desired, but even with Joel playing like that, I thought that Toby stepped up and did what he was supposed to do. Danny Green, who we always rip, Danny Green hit some big shots.
He did.
And he played some quality defense.
He did.
So that's why I'm saying I look at the Sixers as a team and not necessarily trying to rip individual players.
That's a good way to look at it.
This is how I feel too. Toby did.
I bet.
He found his Robin, and when you the second best player on the team, which is Toby. You supposed to when you team needs you when you start, he might be off a little, miss a couple of shots. You supposed to do. Toby ball tonight. I can't.
Yeah. That was no way I can hit on
Kobe this whole year. Toby stepped his game up.
Don't make that mistake again.
I know.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Don't do that again now.
Tobias. It's so hilarious how Bulls flip-flop. Toby was trash. Mike Scott could take his spot. All this stuff. Now because they don't want to concede Ben being adequate, Toby is the second best player on the team, which I actually agree with.
He is.
But my point is, you was ripping Toby all the way up until even in the beginning of the season, you was ripping Toby. Now all of a sudden you capping Toby.
But no, see, it's okay.
He deserved to get ripped.
No, see, this is what I don't.
Why? Why do you play bad? You're supposed to get ripped. When you play,
why do you do? Wait.
He played bad in the playoffs. He deserved to get ripped.
Wait. Beginning
of the season,
you was ripping him in the beginning of the season.
My thing
started off a little shaky.
No, he didn't. What? 2 games?
No, Toby for the most part has been consistent. But what I say is this: I would rather, me personally, have a guy who sees somebody and says, okay, if he's playing better, I give him his credit, instead of trying to hold to your guns when the Bulls playing like trash and you still saying he's not. I would rather you who does
that? But see, that's what I'm saying is no, how? I've not ripped Ben a couple games this season. I didn't rip Ben when he had 9 turnovers.
This is what you do.
Did I not rip Ben when he had 9 turnovers?
This is what you do. Instead of really outright ripping Ben, you would try to throw all these other boys into the pot. Like,
no.
The bull Seth, but the bull Shake,
no, you know why?
But the bull Green. You try to throw everybody else in the pot.
I get what you're saying.
Letting Ben stand on his own.
But let's look at the context. That's because when I come on here, certain people in here, as soon as we lose, Ben is trash. Ben costs us this. So when I'm saying that about other players, I'm like, okay, you can't put it. And if you go back and listen to all the podcasts, I consistently say you can't put it all on Ben. You know what I'm saying? But I do rip. When Ben had 9 turnovers, I ripped him. When Ben didn't step up and do, like, even in
it was like a gentle rip. It was like a gentle rip. It's like when you scold like a baby or something. You like, don't do that, baby.
But who do? All right. So let me ask you, who on his team? Who on his team do I rip? Think about it. Who on his team do I just assassinate? Nobody.
You assassinated Danny Green.
Seth. Nope. It wasn't me assassinating
Danny Green.
It was y'all two
in the beginning.
As soon
y'all
as
two assassinated.
Seth had one bad game and you start, I thought he was supposed to be second best player. You dug into my young bull.
Who?
You dug into Seth.
No.
You got at him.
But guess what? Even if we look at that, when I said what I said about Seth, whenever I said what I said about Seth, I also said Seth is shooting at the high percentage. This, that, and so I give Seth his credit. This the only point that I've been trying to make the whole season. I'm looking at this team as a team who. That's why I say whenever I say about whatever Ben, I don't expect Ben to be the scorer like that. I get what y'all saying. I expect Seth Curry. I expect Tobias. I expect Bede. They are big guns on offense. So if I'm going to rip, now I'm going to rip Ben for the turnovers, and I'm going to rip him for not being aggressive, but not necessarily shooting. I'm not going to rip him because that's not his job.
They said the Pelicans right now are shopping Lonzo Ball and JJ Redick. Would you be interested in adding any one of them?
I don't want neither one of them.
Who you giving up for?
I just think they want to get their young players some more clock. So I don't think they're really looking for anything real in return.
Would you take Lonzo over Ben?
No.
I ain't going
Ethan
to do that.
Would you, Ethan?
Did you just hear me?
No, I was asking. Would you?
You don't think we could use a JJ Redick?
I said I'm not going to do that. Listen, I know I don't care, and this is my opinion on Ben. Is never going to change. I don't care what he does because his game is never going to change. I don't care what he did tonight. He had a good game, but he will never be a consistent player the way he attacks the ball, the rim on offense with no rhyme or reason. He had a good game tonight, but he attacks the court so unorthodox and throws. So even in the fourth quarter, he missed a point blank catch and layup at the how do you do this type of stuff?
You're not gonna make
good
every
game
shot
tonight,
that you.
But
that
to
you
me,
take.
he will never be that basketball player that he was hyped to be coming out of college. The way he plays.
So if you may want your kid to be the perfect kid, but if they can't be the perfect kid, can you accept him for what he is, what he do bring?
Nope. No.
That's all.
I don't raise my kids like that.
But see, Tim,
I don't accept failure.
That's all I'm saying is, let's be honest. When it first came out, I wasn't on board with Ben because the first season I didn't like that he wasn't aggressive enough and that he couldn't hit foul shots. But other people in here said that Ben was going to be the next LeBron. So now I'm conceding what Ben Simmons is. That's what I'm saying. Like for everybody like that's listening, I'm not saying Ben Simmons is so great, but I'm conceding what he is. He's a solid defensive player, upper echelon defensive player. Is he as aggressive as he should be? No, because I agree with y'all. At certain points, if you got what's his name? What's his name?
I mean, not Kuzma, Caruso.
Yeah, if you got Caruso on you, it should be no doubt. Ben should automatically say, "I'm going to go. I'm
going to the rack." Yeah,
no, I agree. So, but I know his mindset is
because he has no moves.
That may be true, and that may be true. But yet and still, that's why I've always said if he's going to average 17, 8, and 8. Now I agree with you. I agree. That's why I'm saying his offensive game is down to me, and there's no excuse for that. But if he's averaging what his career average is, 16.9, 8 and 8, I can take that.
You can live with
if
that.
You have Seth Curry and Danny Green hitting shots, and Tobias playing how he playing, and Embiid playing how he playing.
And if he's not turning the ball over, which is
now, do y'all think we could ride the back of Embiid? Do y'all think it's enough to ride the back of Embiid and Toby to the chip?
What, in scoring?
That's what it's going to be.
You talking about just for scoring?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll just be them because you also have Seth Curry, who's supposed to be the three-point shooter.
Be your main two. We have, all right, let's put it like this. We have a big two, not a big three. We have a big two. Is that
what?
But you dismiss what he does. That's
you got a big 2.5, 2.5.
You dismiss what he does.
So
2 3/4. You got an almost big three. I mean,
I'm just saying. To me, everything is not just all offense.
It's not.
Listen, I agree with you. Like I said, Ben played very good defense on LeBron. He got a good block from behind on Anthony Davis that was crucial late in the fourth quarter. Ben was very active. I'm not hating on Ben at all today. I'm not. The only hate I have is that I don't see this Ben more often. Like the aggressive Ben that came out, going to the rack.
That's fair.
On.
That's fair.
That's my only really knock. Like I'm comfortable at this point. Not really comfortable, but I'm like Wayne. I've accepted the fact that he won't be a jump shooter, mid-range, or obviously three. But I just wanted a mid-range out the deal. I accepted that that's not going to happen. However, Our boys love cutting somebody off. However, I do like how he played aggressive, but I wanted to see him do that a little bit more in the fourth quarter, the way he came out in the beginning. That's all I'm saying with that.
Isaiah Thomas right now. Let me jump in. Isaiah Thomas right now is a free agent.
Little deep.
Yeah, he can create his own shot. He's out there.
When is the last time he created his own shot?
He's completely healthy right now.
He can create his own shot.
When is the last time he created his own shot?
He can create. He got traded for Kyrie Irving, for God's sake. You know he can play basketball when he's healthy.
He could play.
My point is, there's nobody.
I mean, I think who you going?
He's a free agent.
Who minutes you going to take?
It don't matter. Korkmaz.
Who minutes you going to take?
You keep, but see, this is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is
you could play him up beside.
Sometimes, go ahead.
You could play him beside Ben Simmons, and his height will not be like a detriment to the team. He's out there. He's healthy. He just signed to play with Team USA this week in February.
Isaiah Thomas, 2019 was the last time he played with Washington. 23 minutes a game, 12 points on 40% shooting. The year before that,
injury though. Remember, you got to remember he came up with severe like hip injury or something, surgery.
Okay.
He just had surgery this offseason.
So when he got traded to Cleveland and was playing, he played 27 minutes a game, shot 36%.
How many points did he have? How many games did he play?
No, he ain't played that many games. But
that's what I'm saying.
But this is all I'm saying is I don't want to get caught up with names because he balled out a year or two. Like other than those 2 years, what has he really done?
I mean, my thing is, he a baller, but I don't think we need him. Honestly, I don't think. I mean, if you talking about if we didn't have,
he's a career 18 points a game scorer.
Let's say we didn't have Shake Milton or we didn't have Maxey or Curry. You said you want to add him into the mix. Okay, that's fine. With this team, why like Ethan said, who minutes he going to take? I don't want to see him take Shake minutes. I don't want to see him take Maxey minutes. Like who you want to see? Nah,
Can I say something real quick though? I get it with Korkmaz. Sometimes there's some hate, but this is the only thing I'm trying to say with the Sixers team. I look at it as a team. Sometimes we get caught up with individuals and individuals not doing certain stuff, but as a team, like even Korkmaz, you say what you want. Korkmaz played solid tonight.
He played good tonight. I can't hit him.
I mean, he shot an air ball. He did shoot. He shot a crazy air ball, but he hit some clutch shots. Danny Green, he's had bad moments with his. But he balled tonight. That's all I'm saying is, and I say the same thing with Ben, with Seth, with Tobias, with all of them. I'm taking it as a team every night, as long as that. And this is why I cared about the depth of the team, because every night you can have somebody else playing better than they usually do.
I agree.
Listen, I hear you with this team. I hear you with this team stuff, but in the NBA, it's usually the best player is the one that goes to the chip. The best player in the world.
We got the best player.
I hear you. I hear you with this team. And
so was Brian the best? So was Brian the best player in the world when the Lakers didn't make the playoffs?
He was hurt.
No.
He was hurt.
He came back. He wasn't hurt.
At that point, the team was out. They wasn't.
No, they wasn't.
They wasn't like the number. They was the number two when he got hurt.
He had them.
Okay, and when he came back, they still was in the playoff hunt.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they was. And remember,
no, they weren't.
Nope. Yes, they was.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they were. And Brian said, "Y'all about to get playoff Brian," and then they tanked. And they tanked. And they tanked. No,
before he got injured, he had.
I'm gonna tell you why. But I'm gonna tell you why it's true. Because after that, while he was hurt, they was talking about the trade for AD, and all the dudes that they had on the Lakers basically quit. But LeBron was the best player in the league. They didn't make the playoffs though.
I mean, everything's.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that to say, like, even with Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, that's like you look at Steph now. Steph is balling, but if you don't have a team, when Golden State was winning, they had a team. They had a decent bench. When Brian and them step up.
But I think Ethan is talking in context of regard to you having a team and then also being the best player. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I do think we have a team and we have the best player right now. Everybody hopping about or hype rather about KD, and I'm not hating on KD. KD balling. I still would take B right now as the most dominant force coming out the East. He's gonna get you everything you need. and then some. He makes huge shots at the end. He missed the draw on the day, but for the most part this year, he's been clutch in the big shot. I think we good. Honestly, I think we could go with anybody. You go toe to toe. I'm straight.
I like the fact that we got this W today, so I'm cool with that. I'm gonna sleep well.
Steph Curry lead the league in point score too. Just let y'all know.
You know what's crazy is
Steph had 2 points tonight.
I said Seth Curry.
Yo,
Steph. Sorry.
You know what's
Steph
crazy?
Curry.
You know
Steph
what's funny?
Curry.
You know what's funny is we look at this and we look like B didn't have a dominating performance because he didn't, but he scored 28 tonight.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? This is the point where Embiid had 28 points.
See, and
we
that's
still looking at it
we
like
still won.
And we had 28 and we won, but we looking at it like.
But I think we looking at that is sometimes with B because this is my thing. Is he gives you so many I don't want to overstate what I'm saying. Every now and then, B gives you wasted possessions that I hate. I saw a couple of them tonight, and it's like, dog, you had 28. You could have had 35, 38.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with B, and that's what Shaq. Remember, Shaq and Barkley and I was kind of saying that, like, yo, you're the biggest dominant force in the league. Stop wasting possessions with these long 2s and 3s. Just beat these Bulls down.
They kind of hold, but they be kind of hoes and be. That's like that foul. That foul they call on him against Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis threw his chin up into him.
Yeah, that was
like come on, bro. Like for real. If we look at this game, the Lakers was getting the benefit of a whole lot of calls. And I'm not a Bron hater anymore. I used to be. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Bron hater, but when I looked at how the Lakers flop and beg and cry, it reminded me how Mike used to be. Like crying for every call, even though they was giving it to you.
And that's another thing. I got him on that text board, and boys love Brown be crying. Don't get me wrong. Brown be crying. But Jordan cried just as hard during and after the games. Jordan be crying to the officials during the midst of a playoff series. If they remember when we went down 2-0 to the Knicks, him and Phil Jackson was right in the lead.
I was about to say that.
Crying.
Not only just Mike, but Phil Jackson was the biggest crier ever.
Yes. Him and Jordan combined, with their forces combined, they took over the league and crying. So don't give me this LeBron would have been playing in the 80s and 90s because he'd have cried and flopped too much. Mike cried consistently. I was there to see it. However, going back to Bron, that was some dirty stuff he did with B pushing beat out the air. I ain't like that. Bron know better than that.
I don't even think. I think
it was dirty, dog. Don't cape for your man, Bron.
Hold on, you talked a lot. You talked for about 3 straight minutes.
I said don't cape for Bron. That was Wayne.
I don't think he actually. What happens was when somebody jumped the dunk, I think he just pushed his hands out. I don't think.
That's what I was saying.
Apologist.
I said the same, but I said the exact same thing.
Bron is a flopper.
It wasn't dirty.
Bron is a flopper. He's not a dirty player.
It wasn't dirty at all. Magic Johnson said,
not a dirty player. He's a flopper.
Magic said, don't be surprised if you see these two teams in the NBA Finals this year. And Joel Embiid today, he said, I thought he didn't play well at all. He said he shot under 50%. He had 5 turnovers, and he didn't rebound the ball well, but we got the win. So
listen,
nobody said Brown is a dirty player.
I ain't saying Brown a bad player. Yeah,
I think that play was dirty.
Player, but that play was dirty. I don't care what you say. If somebody's in the air and you shove them, they have no ground.
Yeah,
like you're shoving them while they're in the air, and he came on his tailbone.
I don't think he shoved. I think he put. What happens is if you jumping at me, I'm gonna put my hands to keep you from jumping on me. I think it was more like that.
You
than
say
him trying
what
to
you
push
want.
him away.
Brian pushed him, and so did what's his name? Gasol. Gasol pushed him in the back, and LeBron pushed him in the front. So that got the call that it should
be honest with you.
I don't think it was.
And I don't even think it was officiated.
They should have tossed.
I think as fans, we always want to say it's officiated bad, but we actually shot one more free throw than them. I think it was almost even in free throws. So I know we always want to. I guess and it depends on when the foul was called. So as fans, we always look at, oh man, we was hoes. We was hoes. But B went to the line. B shot the most. Can I finish?
No.
This is what you do to me.
B shot the most free throws. He shot 13.
Because
so
B is more physical
I think
player.
It was actually called pretty good.
You got AD. Ho.
We're gonna wrap this thing up.
This one I'm going to dispute that point that you just made. Because if you have Embiid who's playing more physical inside, he is going to shoot more foul shots. AD was shooting jump shots. Gasol was shooting threes. So that's I don't buy into that. Just because somebody get more foul calls, don't mean that they being.
AD attacked the rim a little bit.
Nah, not like
He's
that.
attacking him, right?
He shot a lot of jump shots, but that's all I'm saying is just because we get more foul calls don't mean that the refs was in our favor, because it was a lot of suspect foul calls, and even with free throw shooting, just because when you get foul calls, you don't always get a free throw shot when you get a foul call.
Well, the Sixers once again
Yeah,
beat
true.
LA
But the only
Lakers
boy that really
107-106.
attacked the rim is B.
Nah,
We
Ben
will
was
be
attacking.
back
They ain't give him calls.
on Friday. The Sixers play, I believe,
play?
Minnesota.
Then attack like
Is it Minnesota?
attack like that.
You sure it's Minnesota?
You
Who
do.
is it, Tim?
Let me see. The Sixers.
Minnesota. Listen,
Well,
They played
Okay.
Minnesota. They're at Minnesota. They played them on Friday.
was a
That game
good
starts
team
at
win.
8:00. We'll be
B-
on back after the game.
B
So
won't
thanks
play.
for joining us once again.
B not
This
gonna
was
play
a
that
good
game.
win. We
He
led
definitely
wire to wire. B probably won't play.
Hold on. We got to tell everybody this though. Tim,
Thank you.
I don't know
Thank
where
you,
he's
Ethan.
at on your screen.
Expose him.
Tim said before the game, he texted us all and said, listen, I'm guaranteeing y'all Ben has 30 tonight. And
Yes,
if he
he did.
don't, I'm sending pizzas to all your homes.
Yes, he did.
So Ben ended with hold
Let it be known. Everybody
Tim,
who listening,
I
let it
like-
be
I like
known that
Steph Curry. I like Steph Curry.
17,
What he
10, and
finished with?
11.
I said Ben. I
I
said
want
Ben
Tim
will
Patton.
will be responsible.
Tim.
but at least 30 points,
Tim.
including assists.
Don't make us.
I want hand tossed pizza too. I want
Tim,
it out the freezer.
Don't make us go into our personal chat
Listen,
and screenshot and post what you
I
said.
said he'll be responsible for 30.
No, you
points,
didn't.
Which he was because he had 11 assists.
You have 3 as a witness. What the Bible say? You need 2.
Exactly.
You got
You needed
3.
2.
Thanks
You
for
got
joining
3. So you
us.
condemned
Thanks
for
for
your
listening to the
wickedness.
Uncensored
I would like
Philly
I
Sports Podcast.
Supreme stuff
Don't forget
crust.
to like, comment, and subscribe. And
And I don't want it
we'll
from
see
Little
y'all in our
Caesars.
next video. We out.